Three, two, one.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission here is to really understand GIFA's proposed strategy and its funding mechanism.
And this time, the document stack was, well, it was huge.
Almost 300 pages. It's the entire financial and institutional footprint of GIFA, the Global Infrastructure Development and International Finance Agency.
And this isn't just, some annual report. It's a foundational declaration. It lays out the claim structure, the assets, everything about GIFA and its founder, HEHRM Angel Ferdinand M. Marcos. We're going to distill this all down to the core claims, the financial scale, where the assets are, and how they plan to use them.
And we're sticking strictly to what's in these documents, the framework, the language, the claims. It's all from the source material you sent.
Exactly. And to get the finances, you really have to start with the identity they're claiming for themselves. It sets all the rules.
So what is that foundational identity? What status does GIFA officially claim?
In the documents, it's listed very clearly as a sovereign nation.
A sovereign nation, which by definition means it's exempt from external rules. But, and this is the first big paradox, where is it filed?
The filing address is 55 Pala Avenue, San Jose, California.
In California.
Yep. The whole declaration, dated May 24, 2023, was officially received by the California Secretary of State.
That's fascinating. Why claim to be a sovereign nation, totally independent, but then anchor yourself legally in a specific U.S. state?
Well, it's an interesting strategy, isn't it? The claim to sovereignty gives you, in theory, total independence.
Right.
But filing in California creates a tangible legal anchor. It's like they're trying to have it both ways, to exist both outside and inside a major Western legal system at the same time.
A very ambitious tone from the very beginning. So let's talk about the central figure here, HEHRM Angel Ferdinand M. Marcos. What's his role in all this?
His official titles are Secretary General and Global Ambassador. So, executive diplomatic roles.
But what about the financial control?
That's where the language is incredibly specific. The document names him as the ultimate and permanent beneficial owner, signatory, manager, and trustee.
All of this together. So ultimate and permanent beneficial owner. That's everything.
It's everything. It means, according to their own filing, he has complete sole and perpetual control over all these assets. He is the financial linchpin.
And his authority is absolute within this structure.
Total and non-transferable. That's the claim.
Okay, so that brings us to the core financial claim, the part that really, well, it's what makes this document so extraordinary, the infinite accounts.
Yes. The scale asserted here is beyond anything in traditional finance.
How does the document describe it?
It formally states there are 884 infinite bank accounts and mirrored bank accounts,
Right.
and then an additional 624 accounts allegedly verified by Euroclear.
Euroclear, the big European financial clearinghouse. So they're trying to tie this extraordinary claim to a real-world, verifiable system.
It's an attempt to build that bridge, yes, to add a layer of tangible financial structure.
Yeah.
But the detail that just stops you in your tracks is the balance of these accounts.
The balance isn't a number.
No, it's a symbol. It's consistently listed as USC and then the infinity symbol.
For every major currency.
Every major currency. It says the treasury itself is infinite US dollar Philippine, peso sterling, pound euro, dollar Japanese yen. The funds are, by their own declaration, limitless.
Mathematical infinity as a bank balance. That's the foundation for everything that follows. And these accounts, they aren't just given numbers, are they? They have names.
Very evocative names. The document says the accounts are deposited under many pseudonames in banks all over the world.
And what are some of those names?
You see the well-known ones like the White Spiritual Boy accounts and Spiritual Wonder Boy accounts.
Right.
But the list is much broader. It includes the Morning Star accounts, the King David accounts, Prophet Muhammad accounts, Damas accounts, and even St. Timothy accounts.
You have to pause on that. The cultural and religious breadth of those names. It's like they're trying to unify all these global narratives under one financial umbrella.
It feels like a way to universalize the funds, to suggest the ownership is tied to a shared global spiritual heritage which then supports their mandate for worldwide development.
And to make this all seem credible, they use very specific legal language. They cite compliance with major financial regulations.
They do. The documents specifically mention compliance with the U.S. Patriot Act of 2002, the Due Diligence Convention, and the Swiss Criminal Code.
And citing those particular acts is very intentional, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Citing the Patriot Act, for example, immediately frames this in the context of anti-money laundering and counterterrorism finance. It's language meant to signal legitimacy to anyone in the financial world.
It's building a legal wrapper around an incredible claim.
It is. It's an attempt to say, look, this may sound unbelievable, but it's compliant with all the global standards you already accept.
So if these accounts are infinite and supposedly compliant, where are they? What about the international reach?
The list of banks is, well, it's global. It covers everything from major commercial and central banks to institutions in developing markets.
Give us some examples.
Okay, so you have Deutsche Bank in Germany, the Bank of England in the UK, but you also have the People's Bank of China, the National Bank of Pakistan, Banco Creditcoup in Argentina, and the Central Bank of Madagascar.
That's a truly multi-continental footprint, developed and developing nations side by side. And to manage all this, they list a whole dictionary of clearance codes.
A very dense list, yeah. They cite a standard SWIFT code, an ISIN-CUSIP code, things you'd expect for financial assets.
But then they go much, much bigger.
They do. They claim a UN Security Council barcode, a one bank group clearance code, a Federal Reserve clearance number, and an International Monetary Fund's clearance number.
So they're claiming recognition from the highest levels of global governance.
It's an explicit claim that these are serious operational financial instruments recognized by the world's most powerful institutions.
And what's the stated purpose of all this? Of having infinite collateral with these global codes?
This gets right back to their mission. The documents say these instruments are protective collateral and a collateral supplement warrant for the development projects.
So it's for building things.
Exactly. They are explicitly designed to be used for the humanity and for the development and the security of the worldwide countries.
That mandate for humanity and security, that leads us to their actual funding strategy. They call it the eternal deposit model.
Right. And this is the crucial part of the strategy. It's not just an infinite pot of money they can spend. It's a specific, self-sustaining financial mechanism.
How does it work?
So the eternal deposits are structured as time deposits.
And what are the terms?
The maturity period is 30 years, and the maturity rate is set at 4% per year.
A 30-year investment, 4% annual return. And what happens during those 30 years?
Nothing. The document states that the principal and the interest cannot be touched and/or loaned and/or programmed. The asset is completely locked away.
To guarantee its integrity.
To guarantee the long-term integrity of the collateral, yes.
Okay, so 30 years go by. The deposit matures. How does the strategy make it eternal?
This is the core of the mechanism. Upon maturity, the total value, that's the principal plus all the interest, is split. It's a mandatory perpetual 50-50 split.
Walk us through that 50-50.
The first 50% shall be forcibly used for whatsoever development program. That's the liquid cash for their projects.
Okay.
The second 50% shall be automatically and forcibly maintained and preserved for another 30 years until lasted for eternity.
It's a self-replenishing engine.
Exactly.
Every 30 years, you harvest the return for development, but you immediately lock half of that return back in for another 30 years to generate the next cycle of funding.
That's the design. Theoretically, it's a non-depleting resource that compounds forever, providing continuous multi-generational funding.
And for this enormous resource, who is the owner? Who benefits?
The general owner is listed as the people of the Philippine Islands, holding somewhere between 20% and 70%.
And the beneficiary?
The people of the world are listed as the minority beneficiary. So it ties the origin to one nation, but gives its application a global mandate.
A strategy of this scale, infinite perpetual finance. It would require an unbelievable level of validation to be taken seriously.
And the documents claim it received exactly that years ago. They claim comprehensive global institutional recognition.
What specifically do they claim?
There's a section dated March 30th, 2012. It asserts the entire instrument was sealed, amended, and confirmed by the right-wing parties of the Committee of 300.
The Committee of 300. We should probably pause there. For anyone listening, that's a name that appears in certain geopolitical theories about a powerful, hidden group running the world.
Right. And including it in this document serves a clear narrative purpose.
Right.
It signals that this financial instrument operates with the blessing of, profoundly influential, maybe even super governmental forces.
It reinforces the scale of the claim, And beyond that group, they name specific, very high-profile world leaders from that time as confirming parties. Who's on the list?
The list is staggering. It claims confirmation from HE Press, Robert Zoellick, then the head of the World Bank Group.
Okay.
Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth Windsor II for the British royal family, HE Second General Ban Ki-moon of the United Nations Organization, and HE man dear Christine Lagarde, who was head of the IMF at the time.
That is just an incredible list of names from global finance, politics, and royalty.
And it goes further. They claim some accounts require dual signatories.
With heads of state.